This is the Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, on Alternative Talk, AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage and finance expert, Tina Mitchell.
Welcome back to the Money Hour with your host and mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell, right here on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, December 20th show. Each week, I share expert advice and inside knowledge on how today's events are going to affect your money and what's happening in our local economy. If you're hearing my show at a different time or day, you're listening to a rebroadcast, but you can always call into the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150. Definitely want to hold on to that number because I've got two amazing guests coming up that are going to talk about things that everybody needs to know about inspection for your home, whether you're purchasing a home or you own a home. And then right now with Janet to talk about long-term care. Janet, thank you so much for coming back in the studio. I appreciate it so much. And this is such an important topic for people to understand about long-term care. And I think it's something, unfortunate, you would know this more than myself, but it's an area that people are not thinking about soon enough, and then it can be a disaster.
Correct. Yes. Thank you so much for having me back. I enjoy it.
And a little background about Janet. Janet is with Genworth Financial, and long-term care began with her personal long-term care experience with her own mother. Now, 6 years later, she sees so many things that she could have done differently that would have saved her family years of stress and financial concern. Janet entered this industry first to help a pilot the USAA account for the local long-term care broker, then moving into national account acquisition and doing contract work for the country's leading long-term care awareness nonprofit 3 and 4 Need More. She has now found her home as a marketing director for the Pacific Northwest agency of Genworth Financial. She's dedicated to working with their agents to become stewards of the industry through education and planning. Educating people is the key to success on long-term care planning. So what's going on with long-term care, and why should my listeners pay attention and create a plan?
Well, they should create a plan just like anything else. If you really think about our lives, we are really focused around planning. We plan for weddings. We plan for our homes. We plan for our college education. We even plan for our funerals. This is no different. Planning for your future, since we have a very high rate risk of being going towards care. 3 out of 4 of us will need care in our lifetime. So it's definitely something you need to think about and plan for.
So, Janet, is there a product for retirement? Is this a product for people that are retired, or if you're a long time away, or your parents are a long way from retirement, should they be thinking about doing this? Should I be thinking about it?
Right. Absolutely. Thank you. There are a lot of really big financial names out there. Susie Orman, different folks have often advocated, looking into this type of insurance when you turn 50 or really 60. But when you think about it, you buy this with your health and you buy it with your age.
Yes.
So the longer you wait to plan, the more difficult it can be to do this. So we're really encouraging people to bring that peace of mind much earlier, even as early as your 40s.
Yeah, and that makes total sense, Janet. And I think sometimes as you procrastinate and push things off, then you push it off too long to where you've lost that opportunity, and that's where it's devastating for people. So, and this is, but we are talking about insurance for the end of your life or a facility. What if people are wanting to stay in their homes, or I have a listener that has parents that they want to stay in their homes, they don't want to go to a facility?
Sure.
How can it help?
Let me address one thing I heard you say.
Okay.
End of life. I really want to specify that long-term care can strike at any time.
Yeah.
Remember that it's not just end of life, although that's particularly where it's usually used. But if you got in a car accident today and were paralyzed and or severely disabled and could not care for yourself for the rest of your life, you would need long-term care.
Yes.
So it really can happen at any point.
Okay.
So going back to the original question, if you could repeat.
Yeah, so if they want to stay in their home,
right.
So if they're looking at not utilizing to help and get them into a facility, but they want to be able to stay in their home.
Right, thank you. So there are most of the plans out there, and of course I work for Genworth, but there are many other carriers out there that bring long-term care insurance to the table. And they will, most of them do allow you to age in place. And that has become a far more attractive option for most people. They don't necessarily want to go into a retirement home or a nursing home.
Sure.
So oftentimes you can have caregivers come in, even family members come in on some of the plans.
So in long-term care, Janet, meaning making sure that you have a plan for the possibility that you can't care for yourself someday. Should you be talking to a specialist? Can't a family member decide what's best for them?
Sure. And, we ran into this even with my own family. You have a lot of discussions, and sometimes you have that agreement with your family members. Well, I will take care of mom if something happens.
Sure.
And your brother says, great, I know you will take care of her. Well, fast forward 20 years when that occurrence really happens.
Yeah.
And if you don't have something written in writing or, through either advanced directives or wills or those types of things, or in just a long-term care plan or an insurance plan, it puts yourself at more risk. So this way, by having that plan, you know exactly what's going to happen. And the nice part about that, too, is your parent or whoever that you're caring for has been able to have that discussion with you when they're in a frame of mind to be able to give their opinion.
So let's talk about that, Janet, because it's the holidays, and during the holidays we get together with our family and our parents and our grandparents, and hopefully we're able to enjoy it with our entire family. Maybe not the appropriate time to put a damper on the holidays and Christmas dinner and talking about long-term care or worse when they're going to be passing. But I mean, really, this is a perfect time to have that conversation.
Absolutely. And that's, it is a very gentle topic you need to approach. And I do have a lot of people say, gosh, I hate to even bring that up. I don't even want to think about my parents passing. And, they get really edgy talking about it. But again, to be able to say, we're going to be all together during these holidays. And if you put a positive spin on it and say, as I did to my mother after she had her stroke, and I said, Mom, I know it's hard, but let's sit down and make this decision right now when you can still have your opinions honored, and we can have a cohesive plan put together that's exactly what you want. And then we don't ever have to think about this again, and we can all rest at ease knowing that this is taken care of. And with all the family members there, you don't have to sit back and think, well, we wish, our son Johnny was listening in on this. You can really gather your family around and do it for the positive reason that it is going to make life easier for us to care for you.
Exactly. And I know that our parents are there. That's a stress for them in thinking about, are they going to leave something behind that's going to be challenging and hard for children? So what about with the type of policy, what circumstances is it that you're going to see this policy be active and used? Right.
So, and that is a really common question. There's what's called ADLs, activities of daily living.
Okay.
There's 6 basic ones, and then obviously cognitive as well is a ability all by itself. But if you just basically think about what the things you did as you got up this morning, you transferred, you bathed, you toileted, you fed yourself, you dressed, all those basic things. So what we'll turn a policy on is if you have 2 or more of those basic needs that you cannot meet yourself.
Okay.
Or if you have a cognitive impairment, such as dementia, which was my mother's problem. She could do all those other things, but her brain didn't allow her to do it correctly. That will turn on your policy.
So what about a waiting period time to turn the policy on? Is there a certain time from the time that you activate that insurance to where you can actually utilize it?
Right. And the nice thing about long-term care insurance is it's something that you can really tailor specifically for your own needs.
Okay.
As in most things in life, you can just about pay for whatever, bells and whistles you want.
Sure.
Most of the policies I see are written with a 90-day waiting period. And a lot of times that goes hand in hand with Medicare, because Medicare will pay for a short amount of time.
That'll cover that.
That'll cover that up to about 100 days.
Okay.
And there's a lot of different specifics that go along with how that's covered. But again, remembering that long-term care is for a long-term issue, not short-term. Yeah. So, a lot of times you might get into what you think is a long-term care situation, and six weeks into it, you find that you're healing, you're improving, you can go back to feeding or bathing or dressing, and you really didn't need that to be turned on. So a good way to, watch the costs on the policy end is to make sure you have that wait time built into that policy.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully my listeners have financial planners and they're using, I've got some experts here that I bring on a regular basis. I always talk about building that strong wealth management team, and there's a key piece in all of it. You are one piece. That financial planner is another one. Should they be talking to their financial planner about their long-term life and policy?
Absolutely. And we really encourage that. Like you say, most folks, they do have a financial planner already in place. Long-term care insurance is a very specific niche that, you have special licensing for it. It's really quite complex and it changes quite often. So to be an expert in it, most of the agents that work for us primarily work, I'd say 90% of their work is all done just simply in long-term care insurance. So we encourage you to talk to your financial planner, and if they are not, they aren't as knowledgeable about long-term care situations, which many of them are not.
Sure.
That's where we love to come in. We will even come to their office, hold office hours so they can work directly with us, so they know exactly what's being done and what we are advising them. So we really do create a team effort for that family.
Makes sense. And Janet, what measurements should a listener use to choose the appropriate carrier for this type of insurance?
Right. So, when you're doing your due diligence, obviously we all have good competitors, but some of the things you want to look at are the longevity of the company. How long has the company been in existence? Genworth, for instance, has been in existence as a financial company for decades. Long-term care has only been around for 35 plus years.
I didn't realize that.
Yes,
wow.
It's a rather new insurance, which is why we're getting our actuaries and people. The mainstay of folks coming through right now are starting to turn those policies in, 20, 30 years later after purchasing them. So really, the best thing I can suggest is go in and see what the rate of claims are being paid. Genworth is very, very proud to have over $10 billion paid out on claims. And we pay approximately 93% of all claims that come into us, which is the highest in our industry.
Yeah.
And that's why we call ourselves a steward. So whatever you're putting money into, you want to make sure that you have the best hope of getting that money back out when you need it years to come.
Got it. I just encourage you to be having this conversation now. We talked about the holidays. It is the right time. Get through dinner and sit down as a family and talk about these next steps for everybody's life and make sure that you're prepared for that. Janet, thank you so much for sharing your wealth of information on such a personal topic for you and for me as well. And I just hope that my listeners heed and get some help and assistance in this area. Make sure that they're planned for it.
Great. Thank you so much. That is my wish as well.
Okay. Coming up next in the Money Hour, the home inspector is the person you need. Different than an appraiser who determines the value of your home, the inspector determines today's condition and what the home may need in the future. And whether you are a current homeowner or you're purchasing, you want to understand what an inspector does. Keith Medley, owner of Final Phase Inspection, right here on 1150 AM KKNW after the short break.